Well, hello. My name's Nathan Miller. We're here with the Finding Sacramento podcast, and today we're talking with Ray D. Newman of Newman's Cali Fades. Ray, are you originally from Sac, sir?
Yep, Sacramento, born and raised.
And what does it mean to you to be from Sacramento?
Sacramento proud. Sacramento versus everybody. I love my town. I love being a part of something that I love my town. It's beautiful to be from Sacramento. We got beautiful trees. We got good weather most of the year. We got to worry about rain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other people, earthquakes, but I mean, everything has its negative, but I love being from Sacramento. Yeah.
Do we really have earthquakes?
No, not really. But
okay.
That's our one scare. I mean, you know, so.
Uh-huh. I was going to say, I've lived here 2 years now and have not experienced one yet, so.
I have, as a kid.
Yeah.
As a kid, I did. The one in San Francisco, it hit us. It had an effect on us.
Yeah.
You could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why were you here, sir? What was your parents' gigs growing up?
Oh, wow. My dad, he just regular old Joe. He didn't really. My dad wasn't in my life, so
yeah.
So my mom raised me. I was raised by my mom. So it's what my dad did as a living. He's a chef now. He cooks.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom raised me. I'm the oldest of 6 children.
Yeah.
Oldest of 6. As of now, we have one that just graduated from law school, one that's going to school and about to graduate. So we got 2 that's in school. Another one he's doing his own thing. But my parents, my mom, she just worked hard. She worked for like a printing company. She worked for the state fair. She hustled. She did whatever she could.
Yeah.
She had it hard, you know. So to keep it honest, like I ain't got no cushy background.
Right.
My mom and dad, that's not my story.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Was it your mom or you that pushed all your siblings to go to school?
I think my mom got to a point in life. She was like, because at first it was me and my sister that's right up under me, that's 6 years younger than me. It was graduate from high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what was important to her. And then she got to another point in life where she made a decision that she started pushing education matter. So, education really mattered, and it got that, you know, just lights cut on for different people at different times in their life, and then my little sisters, they loved to play school, so it became a house of education, and we grew, you know what I'm saying? So.
And did you buy into that narrative?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
She taught me something different, and but I had the opportunity to have some men in my life that took the things that she had already taught me. She took the foundation that she gave me and made them stronger. I got an uncle who's very important to me, and a grandfather and a stepfather who had an impact. And my uncle, he had such an impact on my life. He owns a record label.
Yeah.
Black market record, black blue, but it's mostly black market record. And he was the one that taught me that, you know, you can get money and there's different avenues to make money in different ways to do it. You don't have to sell dope or,
right.
You know what I mean? So, and I worked for Black Market when I was a kid, and the things I learned there and the information I was given there was very vital, especially to this day when it comes to making decisions. But I was raised by a village, so You know, it's like when you ask me that question, I have to give homage to my Uncle Cedric and my grandfather.
Yeah.
And my stepfather Musin, because my mother did everything she could, but without those men
Right.
rearing me to be a man, because I believe a woman can really, really teach a man how to be a man, but she can't teach a man how to be a man. She can teach a man how to treat a woman and how to be a man, and within that aspect, but there's another level of how to be the man, because there's decisions and things you make that sometimes are against the women's decisions in your life. But so, absent
your uncle, would you have sold dope?
No. Yeah. I'm scared of going to jail. I sold other things. Before I cut hair, I worked for the school district for 14 years. I worked for the school district 15 years. And prior to that, I was coaching high school football. So it ended up being like 17 years coaching football, 14 years working for the school district. So I always had a job. I worked for Albertsons before that. So UPS. But I wouldn't have sold no drugs, because even when I had an opportunity to do whatever I wanted to do, I made a decision to try to, so I worked for the school district. The whole time I worked for the school district, I made a decision to sell clothes. Yeah. T-shirts, socks, drawers, pullovers, Jordans. Yeah. Shorts. Everything that you would go into the mom and pop store to try to sell, I tried to bring it to the client. You know what I mean? And I would drive around to barbershops and on Thursdays and Saturdays and Fridays after I get off work, or if we didn't have a game, I wasn't coaching, definitely Fridays and Saturdays, but when I coached, they see me less. And I made more money selling a pair of socks than they made selling dope. Yeah. Now, before the selling clothes gig, when you walk out of those high school doors, do you think that you're going to follow your uncle's footsteps and become a record producer? Nah, he wasn't a producer. The money was in owning it. He didn't produce nothing. Yeah. He just owned it. So the money is in owning something. Being, because music is great, but it's not my passion. Yeah. It's not my passion. So I had to find what my gift was from God. And I had to take advantage of my gift. And my gift is being able to talk to people and talk to kids and try to give them an understanding of what not to do or what to do, or, or how I feel about things, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody has their own opinion of how they do things. So, when the opportunity, my mom, when it was drugs being around, the opportunity to put some dope in my hands, my mom wasn't letting them put no dope in my hands. Yeah. She wasn't having that. So it was like, yeah, you can teach him whatever you want to teach him. So if you was a person that sold drugs, that was a man in my life, she was like, nah, don't put no dope in his hands. Now, finding a person that likes to encourage and work with kids is pretty rare. So how did you get burned out in the working for the school district? I didn't get burned out. No? Nah. I got to a point that I had a kid come to me by the name of Delano Archie. And I had seen that kid, and I worked at the school and worked with him when he was a kid and knew him since he was a little kid. And I could see the path that he wanted to go on and what the world could offer him. And just on an everyday conversation, and you deal with the kids. So his sophomore year, he came to me and he was like, Newman, I don't want to play sports no more. What can you do for me? Can you give me a job? Can you help me? I couldn't help him. There was nothing I could do to help him. Everything in me wanted to help him. I couldn't help him. I couldn't do nothing for him. I couldn't give him no money. I couldn't help him put him up somewhere to help him sell no clothes. I couldn't do nothing for him. So I looked at it. I'm in a dead-end job. I'm at the top out where I'm going to get, and I'm limited on what I can do. So I asked God, forgive me and put me in another position, and this is the position God put me in. And so because of those experiences of wanting to do more for them, now when I go back to coaching, because I will coach again, I'll be able to do more. And I can do more for kids that come in here, sweep my floor. I can give them a free haircut. I can sit up and talk to them. I can bring a kid in here, he can work. I done had kids come here and do their, like they be on like, get in trouble with the law, and they come and do their community service here. And I didn't turn them into my sweepers. So it's just because a coach, it's so much you can do, and they love you so much. They look at you like a father. So when you limit it to what you can do for them, you hurting yourself. Like you hurting them, you hurting yourself because all that money the money they give you, you spend it on the kids. From taking them to eat, to buying them shoes, to buying them mouthpieces, to picking them up for gas, dropping them off at home. When you go to your camp, it's 101 thing. That $2,000 is gone. Yeah. You don't after 10 weeks or 14 weeks, 15 weeks, summer, 20, because you're with them with the summer. Yeah. That money's gone. So it's like, it's bigger than that. And so when I couldn't do what I wanted to do, or I couldn't help nobody, it wasn't, I'm not in position to just coach. I had to put myself in a position to put myself in a better position to take care of my family and put myself in a position so God can use me as a better vessel.
And who taught you that being a vessel was important? Like most people are worried about themselves and not necessarily helping the community. So why do you think that is instilled in you?
You ever heard of a program called NYSP?
No.
It's called National Youth Sports Program. When I was a little kid, all the kids went to it.
Yeah.
From North to Oak Park, the Heights, Meadowview, every neighborhood. And so those people, there was like a guy named Mr. Z, Miss Washington. Miss Washington's she's a counselor at some school around here. I don't know. But yeah. And that was a big impact. My Uncle Cedric sent me to that. He made me go to that. And I was bad. Yeah. So if people wouldn't have took the time to help me, along with my mama's whoopings, I wouldn't be where I am today. So you got to give back. You just can't take from the world. You got to give back to the world. You got to give back. That's just what I feel. Just like, and then when you think about love, you just think about love. Think about how, this is just my opinion. This is just where I come from. Yeah. In my faith, my father gave up his son. He loved me that much. So why can't I love Jesse? Or why can't I love you? Or why can't I love the little bitty kid that come in here that just want a lollipop? That's just who I am. Because hate don't get you nowhere, bro. Yeah.
Now, when we've talked in the past, for those people that don't know, Ray is my barber. So,
oh yeah.
But when we've talked in the past about your expansion plans, I always thought you just wanted to be the next Supercuts and make a lot of money, but that's not necessarily true. You want to expand as fast as possible so you can help more people.
Yeah, I want to. I love where I'm at right now. I don't have no desire to leave this shop. For the shop to leave. But yeah, I want to grow. I want to get a shop in the Thomas. I coach football in the Thomas. Well, I want to be able to have those relationships, and I want to coach sports again. And I want to get a shop probably somewhere farther out. Best things come in threes. Yeah. So that's my vision right now, and I have other goals and visions, but that's my vision for the shop. I plan for this shop to be here and to be running by itself, and I plan to open another one if it be God's will, and I do believe that is what it is. So I'm gonna, that's my. Yeah, I want to grow. I want to grow, and I want to be able to give back, and I want to be able to. I want to be able to be transparent.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about your backstory a little bit before we get too much into your current career.
All right.
So, growing up in the Midwest, I'm a big college football fan. So,
all right.
They always talk about the California talent pool.
Okay.
Did you coach any kids that we would know now? Or is that happening in Sacramento?
Okay. Who? Well, I was on the staff with Marlon Moore.
Yeah.
Went to Natomas High. Marlon Moore, I don't know where he ended up. He played for San Francisco. He played for the Browns. And then we got a kid named Pickens. Pickens is on. He was at Seattle, and then we had Vince Maley is at Dallas or was at Dallas. Played NFL. That's about it. I didn't coach in about 6 years, 7 years. So, but I coach JV. So you coach the kids. In JV, you get the best kids when they're sophomores go to varsity.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I know those kids. They see me. They love me. I love it when I see Marlon. They make me feel like they're great kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. It might be more. I might be forgetting somebody, but that's when we coach sports, we tell them to make it to the league would be great.
Right.
That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. That'd be great. Even better be you get a free education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the chances of you getting a free education are higher than you making it to the league. Mm-hmm. So get the free education. And realistically, you teaching them kids like how to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
How to be a teammate. Mm-hmm. How to understand your part in what it takes to make something work. It's bigger than just winning a game.
Did you understand that mission right away when you were coaching? Like, I used to coach debate, right? And right after I graduated and was done debating myself, like coaching debate for me was win-win-win. Mm-hmm. I didn't really care about life lessons at that point. So did you know that was the mission of coaching?
No.
Yeah.
No. Because the first time I coached like out of high school. I didn't even coach like Pop Warner or anything like that.
Yeah.
I went back up to high school, was talking to Coach Hoyt, was like, Newman, you should come coach. I was like, coach for what? I ain't never coached. He was like, you played, you were good, you can coach. Mm-hmm. So I went out and coached. And the first 2 years it was about winning.
Yeah.
And then you built the relationships with the kids. It'd probably make noise. You build the relationships with the kids, and you build the relationships with the kids, and then like I remember I had a kid. The first time the kids gave me a ball, it was like from Miles and these guys. He was an inside linebacker, white boy. And we would be in every game until the end of the game because we didn't have no talent. But I built a relationship with those kids, and then I remember just how much I never had felt love like it was different. Like at first you go like you coaching, you trying to, but they like, it was like, I'm a big brother, so I know what it means that there's we had a pecking order in my mom's house and what respect is, and you can see the kids love you and they respect you, and then you realize that, oh dang, everything I say matters. Mm-hmm. Like what I do matters. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a brand and I don't even know it. Mm-hmm. And so, and it's just life. And as you going through life, you just get more, you grow up, you mature, and you learn things. And I think by the time I got to Natomas, because when I was at Mariloma, I was out of high school, and I was emotional because it's my high school and I'm coaching for them, and And we were okay when I went there. We were good enough. Mm-hmm. But it's just, it didn't happen right away. It came. Mm-hmm. But football saved me, because I was bad.
Yeah.
So I had an ideal, but.
Mm-hmm. Were you good enough that you were offered some college scholarships?
No, I wasn't that good. Mm-hmm. But I played on to my teammates. I had some good teammates, but I wasn't that good, and I didn't care about school that much.
Mm-hmm. Anything about the coaching game that helps you run your business today?
Yeah. A lot. Trust. You have to trust people. Mm-hmm. You have to be willing to let people do things and be open. Because when you're coaching, you have to outsmart not just the 11 kids on the field. You got to outsmart the 6 coaches on the sideline and the 2 coaches in the box. Mm-hmm. So your way is not always right. But you got to know when to lead, not. But yeah, it helps. Mm-hmm. It helps, but it helps more or less with the relationships more than running the business.
Yeah.
With the relationships with the barbers or the stylists that you have more than the business itself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to me why there's so much talent in California, yet all the lower division schools that play in California do not have good football programs? So, for example, Sac State and UC Davis. There's all kinds of talent here, but then they don't show up.
They don't go to those schools.
Yeah.
They leave. Mm-hmm. They leave. The best kids leave. Or they go to junior college and then leave.
Yeah.
Because you got Booker. He played for Denver. He went to Grand High School. Grand High School has we have a lot of talent in high schools. But you got to realize high school is high school. How many kids really go off to college?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many kids go to junior? How many kids don't believe they can play and just go to junior college and just go to school? Mm-hmm. Or how many kids leave? Because I bet you if you look at it, a lot of kids leave. Mm-hmm. And then they probably play other sports. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to Montana for 2 years, and our team was half Californians, and I never understood why Sac State and UC Davis couldn't keep them at home. And why they would want to go all the way to Montana.
I don't know, Sac State. I don't know. Yeah. I don't. That's a good question. Because when I graduated, we had a dude on our team. He was a junior. His name was Cam Davis. He went to Sac State. But I know some kids. You know what? We get a lot of Sac State clients here.
Yeah.
And they all be from LA. Mm-hmm. They be from LA or they be from somewhere else. They don't be from Sacramento, but I can't answer that question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that if Sac State offered my son a 4-year scholarship and it's probably, it's all about preference. Kids have schools they want to go to.
Yeah.
And then how many kids are they offering? Do they have any kids from here on their team?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, that would be the question. They probably have some kids. Mm-hmm. They probably have some walk-ons.
Yeah.
Davis, I know, no, that was so long ago. That boy ain't there either no more. Yeah, so.
Well, Davis is going to be good pretty soon. They just hired a ex-coach from Colorado that we got Colorado close to a national championship back in the day. So
you think they'll be good?
Yeah, they'll be good. Yeah. I want to talk about your clothing line before we get to the barbershop stuff.
Clothes.
Yeah, can you explain to me why everybody in Sacramento has a clothing line? Like, I'm on Instagram, and there must be like 1 million.
I don't have a clothing line.
Well, you don't have one now.
I have my name. I have my name on stuff, my clothes that I wear for the shop.
Yeah.
That's just a way to brand myself. Just a brand. That's something just to brand myself. I don't have a desire to make a clothing line.
Yeah.
To be honest. But I will sell my own shirts, get them printed, and and have shirts and stuff. But then again, you never know. You might be speaking something to existence. You might know something I don't know.
Okay. But when you were selling clothes back in the day, were you just selling other people's brands?
I sold other people's brands.
Yeah.
Like the mom and pop stores. It was just an avenue to make some money. And that was another reason why I started working. I was making more money selling clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that work? Like, I had a student that said he bought all these jeans from China and then he would upsell them here. So how were you getting your merchandise back in the day?
Multiple different ways. That's a good way to do it. I never really ordered offline. I would go to LA. And I built relationships with people from the alleys and different stuff. And then once I built those relationships, they would just send me the stuff COD.
And
or I would go to auctions and buy stuff wholesale, or you got different things. Like right now, they have those spinners. They're hot. They just spin around.
Yeah,
they're nothing. The kids love them, right? They're selling them $6 in all the stores. I bet you I can go to the auction and buy a dozen of them for $5.
Yeah,
and that's just all it is. Supply and demand. People are lazy. Not to be mean, but people are lazy. I mean, you know what I mean? People want it. We're like a microwave. You want fast food. Nobody wants to cook. So that's all it is.
Yeah.
I got something you want. Boom, you'll buy it.
And when you're selling all this merchandise in barbershops, they say that you would be a pretty good barber and you want to go pursue that path. Why did you believe them?
So I'm going to all the shops, and I got multiple shops I'm going to. Toriano's shop, Fly Cuts, Uncle Jed's, Family Ties, different shops I'm going to, and those shops mostly, they would tell me that. Why would I believe them? I just looked at what God put in I was just like, I didn't want to be no plumber. I don't want to drive trucks. And I knew I had to get a trade. And so when I went to go, it was like everything aligned. I looked at everything. And when I looked at the people in my life, the women in my life, and my friends, they were all barbers or they did hair in some shape or way, form. And it was like, in my mind, it was like God was like, everything around you is this. This is, because they say, my mom used to say, if you want to be a felon, hang out with felons.
Right.
If you want to be a lawyer, hang out with lawyers. If you want to have money, you hang out with people with money doing positive things. You're going to be around people that bring positive energy. So I looked up and everybody did hair. So I just was like, and I was talking to the barbers, they was like, you have every skill it takes to be a barber, but cut hair. They said you have every other aspect of it. And I just, when I went to go sign up for school, it was like, when dude helped me sign up for school, I was working for the school district. And the school district got out at 4 o'clock, 3:30. I got off work at 3:30. Barber school was from 10 to 4. And dude told me, I'll create a night school for you. Like, if the cards ain't lined up, he's willing to create a night school. He'll start me today. And I just walked out on faith and put it in God's hand. And so when I went to school, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they said you had all the skills but the ability to cut hair, what are those skills that you had at that time?
I know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
I love people. I enjoy talking to people. I believe that I could deal with conflicts, and I don't have to. It doesn't have to automatically be a fight. You know what I'm saying? Resolutions and different things, and at the time I didn't realize it, but I had a business already.
Yeah.
So, and had done other things. And at the time when they said I didn't recognize all that stuff, now I look back and I look at the things that were said and I understand that those things, and me being a leader or coach and just me, you know, who I am, my gift, my gift to gab, my gift to talk to people. Because I guess. So.
And when you first go to barber school, you say it's easy, but do you fall in love with it right away? Like you're like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do with the rest of my life?
Okay. No.
Yeah.
No. No, because I had to make a sacrifice. I had to stop selling stuff so that people believed that I would cut hair. Also had to make a sacrifice. I couldn't coach football no more. So it was multiple sacrifices in my life to get here, but it's fine now. I didn't fall in love with cutting hair, and I don't think that I'm in love with cutting hair.
Yeah.
But I'm in love with the barber pole. And what the barber pole means, the relationships, and I believe that it was a day when barbers were like the lawyers or your doctors. You would go get your teeth pulled or different things in that effect, and different things like that. So I'm in love with that.
Yeah.
And that's close to coaching. And it's close to dealing with the relationships, because we sit sometimes in these chairs and we sit back as men and we help each other figure out the next move in our life, or what should we do about a situation. And it's not just with men, it's with little boys too, because we get little boys that come in here and to the point hold on, man, you're not going to talk to your mom like that in here. And other men, it's just in here. And this temple, when it comes to it, it's like this is just a whole nother. Men can be men, but there's a, hey, we're gonna teach you when you in here, and I love that part. The cutting hair and making good money and that part. Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy cutting hair. I'm in love with being able to come to work and being able to socialize with people, and people that come here. They want to be around me. I'm being celebrated and not tolerated.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to come to this shop and not want to be around us. And so when you come here, we know that you want to be here. We know you enjoy being here, and it's enjoyable to that. That's the thing. That male bonding, that barber pole. The barber pole is what's important to me. So, I mean, yeah, I like cutting hair. I enjoy cutting hair. I enjoy being able to take care of my family. But I love the relationships.
And did you fall in love with those relationships at the two prior shops, or did that not happen until you opened your own place?
I loved it at the other shops, too.
Yeah.
I love the relationships at the other shops. Yeah.
And when you go to barber school, is the majority of the students expected to just go work for barber shops, or are they teaching you how to open your own shop as well?
They're teaching you how to cut hair. They teach you how to pass a state board.
Yeah.
Just like if you go to law school, they're going to teach you how to pass the bar.
Yeah.
They're going to teach you the law, but they're going to also teach you and prepare you for the bar. So they teach you the rules and regulations on how to run a business. I mean, they give you a book. It's on you to read it. They teach you how to cut hair. And cutting hair is trial and error, muscle memory. So.
But when you go to school in 2007, did you know that eventually you wanted to open your own place?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you get that vibe from the other people you were taking classes with?
No. No, everybody doesn't want to own their own shop. It's a lot more responsibility than I realize.
Yeah.
It has a big impact and dent on the money you make.
Yeah.
Even when it's just period. It's easier just to work in a shop and just pay booth rent. I've done both, so I know it's definitely easier.
Yeah.
It's a lot less stressful. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about things, and when all things come to fail, hey, this is his or her shop. You know what I mean? So it's a lot easier just to work. But man, I've been owning my own. Man, I had a candy store when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So That's what my gift. That's what God. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have my own business. I'm gonna work for myself. Will I work for other people? I don't have a problem, but
Yeah.
that's not how He built me. That's not how I was built.
Mm-hmm. And how much were you upmarking the prices on Reese's Candies bars back in the day?
Hey man, so all you gotta do, the kids can do it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
The same people that you buy they buy the candy for your school to sell for you. You can buy that candy.
Yeah.
And they just charge you like $10 a box, and the box is 25 candy bars in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Or you can go to Smart and Final and buy you some candy.
Yeah.
But shit, that's still a good hustle.
Yeah. When you graduate from school, you go work for 2 shops. In the meantime, you're thinking about opening your own place. And to do that, you throw an event called the Broadway Classic. For those not familiar with that event, how would you describe that?
The Broadway Classic. Yeah, we were in the shop, and we have another barber had threw a concert or something, and we was talking about throwing some stuff, and I was thinking about what could I do to build my brand so I could kind of make my exit.
Mm-hmm.
And we just was talking, and I just said one day I was like, I'm gonna throw a hair show, and I was just talking, but then I looked up, and then so the Broadway Classic was basically it was a show that was thrown on at Broadway at the Guild Theater. And it was a barber battle. There was a barber battle, and we had the fastest ball fade. We had fastest ball fade. We had a design contest. We had another contest. I can't think of it right now. But and then we had the women or stylists, because it wasn't always women. Men did hair too. They would present their models with music or kind of like a different, like a play style or small skit or whatever, and put music behind it or whatever. And we do the Broadway Classic, and it's so funny how God works. So I threw the first Broadway Classic, and it went off really well, and like to the point I was like, I want to throw another one.
Yeah.
So, and the Broadway I think it did real good. We have a barber by the name of Dre. He's doing Dre Cuts by Dre. He was a barber who won the first Broadway Classic, and then we have another barber who won the second year. His name was Razor. I can't think of it right now. But and then we had another barber who won the fastest ball fade competition. His name was Sheen, the first year. But it was very successful. I didn't make no money.
Yeah.
I broke even in the first show. The second show, I might have made $50 or $60.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing about the second show was like, God works in mysterious ways. Like, because I grow roots, you know. And the second show, we came in from the second show. I took a day off and came in from the second show, and they gave us a letter telling us we all had to get out. The barbershop, they was closing the barbershop. Uncle Jed's was closing. Mm-hmm. And I had been there for a little bit over 2 years. But like I said, you know, I wanted to open a shop, but I hadn't done any research or do anything to start opening my shop. And with the Broadway Classic, it was a great opportunity to jump off of that, and they were closing the shop, so that's when I started looking for me to open my own shop.
And how did the Broadway Classic do that for you? So when I'm thinking about that, right, I'm thinking that you're promoting the people that won, right? So Dre and Razor. How did it do marketing-wise for you?
So if I'm a barber and I know a guy through a hair show, or I'm a stylist and I know a guy through a hair show, and I keep seeing his name on the internet, and I keep seeing he's working to push his shop, that's where I want to go work.
Yeah. And did that turn out to be
somewhat
the case?
I have relationships with a lot of stylists that I wouldn't have knew.
Yeah.
A lot of women. I just put 2 stylist stations in my shop. I have one lady already here. We're looking for another lady. I think that, yes, I'm going to go to Sac City and go talk to the teachers up there, and I'm going to be able to talk to the ladies there. And they're going to let me talk to the ladies because when I did my show, I went up there and talked to them. When I go to the Mix to go talk to the ladies at the Mix, the owners at the Mix were judges in my hair show.
Yeah.
So now I have a relationship with them and the owners there. So that helps. I think that those relationships, I built relationships. So just like I was also asked to judge in a hair show recently, about 8 weeks ago, and I judged in a barber battle, and they asked me to judge in that barber battle because of the Broadway Classic. So,
if the Broadway Classic was such a success marketing-wise, why did you stop?
So it was like, okay, so what you gonna do? You gonna focus and open your shop, or you gonna focus on promoting hair shows? And so, if I would have been able to stay where I was at, I probably would have threw another show and another. Who knows how many shows I would have, because I was at Uncle Jed's, and Uncle Jed's was also owned by the guild. They was all connected. So it was a relationship when it came to using the buildings and stuff like that. I had to make a decision what was best for me and my family. And what was best for me and my family was to put myself in a position where I never had to move a barbershop again unless I wanted to move. And I had moved 3 years prior from where I was at to Uncle Jed's. And when I left where I left, it didn't, even though it was a good leaving, it didn't feel good. It was like you're leaving a family.
Yeah.
And then when I left from when Uncle Jed's closed, it was kind of like, I didn't want to go to another shop. I didn't want to build somebody. I wanted to come in.
So you're telling me if Uncle Jed's never closed, you would still be throwing shows and working at Uncle Jed's?
I don't know. It closed.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that because I definitely eventually would open my own shop.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have opened it as fast. I mean, because, like in my life, I've had things happen. It's like sometimes, I get the rug just pulled from under me, and I'll be like, oh, man. And next thing I know, I'm falling into some good stuff.
Yeah.
Into a blessing. So I don't know. I know eventually I would open the shop.
When you tell me that you're used to getting the rug pulled under you, how much of a risk did you think it was when you first opened those doors? Or were you so used to getting the rug pulled under you?
What I mean by getting the rug pulled, I mean like I grow roots.
Yeah.
So like sometimes things happen and I feel like God be like, okay, it's time for you to move on. And sometimes we don't see the hints, and sometimes dramatic things have to happen for you to move on. And so I'm at a point in my life, I try not to let those dramatic things, and I try to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by getting the rug pulled on me. It doesn't always be bad. It ends up, a lot of times it ends up being good. So.
But when you first opened these shops' doors in 2014, how nervous were you? Like, I know, I'm not going to say it out loud, but I know how much your rent is and how many haircuts you got to do a month, right?
Yeah.
To get your money back. So when you open these shop doors, are you going into it with, man, this is going to be an instant success, or this is a last-ditch effort?
Okay. I'm Newman, man. I knew I was going to be good. I'm just oh, man. Nah, man, of course you're scared.
Yeah.
Shitting bricks, bro. It's all or nothing.
And why this location?
I had a dream.
Yeah, and what was that dream?
Come over here, talk to the lady. I came to get this building. We just moved over here, as you know.
Yeah.
But when this building wasn't ready, so we had to be over there. And not only was this building not ready, it wasn't prepared for a barber to come in here and put sinks and stuff. But in the process, it had been prepared. And so we moved back over here. But of course, I was nervous a little bit.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say to this day, every day we open the door, we've had somebody walk through.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Every single day. God has blessed us with a client every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was scared. I was nervous. But we had 7 weeks to close Uncle Jed's.
Yeah.
It was feast or famine time now.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and grabbed me some business cards with this shop address and passed them to every customer that came in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the barbers didn't know where they were going.
Yeah. And was that the majority of your clients when you first opened up?
I have more Uncle Jed clients now than I did then.
Yeah.
I think, because some of them went with their barbers and slowly, some of them came over here. But I got, they helped. That helped that it helped that it closed. It helped that it helped that I took advantage of it closed. Mm-hmm. Because it was closing. So these clients they need somewhere to go. And they need somewhere to go where they're familiar. They need somebody to go with that they're familiar with. And they need somebody that's going to give them it's kind of the same culture that they were used to over there. And we have a lot of stuff we do the same, to the point if a client is not a personal relationship, we share them.
Yeah.
We try to get people in and out. So yes, I was scared. Yes, I was nervous, but I believe in something bigger than myself.
Mm-hmm. Did you think, so is culture the way that you think that you make yourself different from the other? Like, we had this one individual at the end, right, when you first opened, down over by the tattoo shop, right? Mm-hmm. We had the barber shop on Stockton. We had a place in Talc Village. There's a new place on by Momo's now. You're like being surrounded by barbershops at the moment. So is that how you think about marketing? Is
like
your
I said,
culture
I had a
is different?
Dream. I walked out on faith, and there was a barbershop down, right, 3 doors down, 4 doors down. But he wasn't an urban barbershop. He wasn't cutting black hair.
Yeah.
And so that automatically separates us, that I can cut black hair. And he was a straight hair barbershop. And I brought he just had a barber. She just brought you it was totally different, mm-hmm. Total different things. Then we're different, owned by different owners. And then there had been a barbershop here before.
Yeah.
And there's always been a barbershop on this block right here on this location for the last 50-something years. Mm-hmm. So the soil was good. So, and then I had a dream. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to walk out on faith.
Mm-hmm. What was the name of that shop?
Toriano's.
Mm-hmm.
He was here. Oh, the shop down the street?
No, the one that was here for 50 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Did you think about rebranding that? You know
shop?
How people like to revive businesses?
No.
Yeah.
I like my name. I know him personally, so yeah. Heck no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's a good friend. He owns a shop, Fly Cuts.
Yeah.
Cuts of style. But no, I'm not. So was I worried about all the shops? When I opened up the one by Momo's, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
The lady down the street, she's basically doing the same thing he's doing, but they're doing a one-man show.
Yeah.
There's only so much hair you can cut by yourself. So my immediate thing was to get another barber, preferably not a black barber.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have an excellent barber, super awesome barber, Jesse. And Jesse cuts black hair, he cuts straight hair. So we cut comb overs, we can do afros, we can do mohawks, straight hair, kinky hair. We can do designs. And every barber in here can cut your hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your culture is when you walk in the door. You're not going to be limited to just the regular norm. Mm-hmm. And that helps. Like, when you come into a barbershop, the first thing that people look at is they look for their self in some way, shape, or form. So if you come in this barbershop and it's multiple culture. It's not just all 5 brothers or all 5 white boys or all 5 Asians or all 5 Mexicans and everybody getting along. It's cool because, like, me and my barber, we ain't nothing alike. We're nothing alike. We have very small similarities. He likes to hunt. I could care less. He likes to fish. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was going to say, the first time I walked in here, right, the reason why I walked in here is you all are the closest to my house, right? And classically, I lived in a small North Carolina town. So my barbershop back then was a bunch of deer heads on the wall and NASCAR shit. And I walk in here for the first time, and you're bumping hip-hop. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yes.
But,
but music, we play a lot of R&B, hip-hop. Mm-hmm. But the women, when they come in, we change the music. Mm-hmm. Change the music for me. You come in here on a Monday when I ain't here, Jesse have country going. Mm-hmm. And now we got ducks on the wall. Mm-hmm. We got ducks for you now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and that's my dream and my vision to be more. Because what I learned in football, I come from a military, my mother is she's very pro-black. Very was. Yeah. Especially coming from her background and living in life. So when I started coaching football, I didn't realize, like, the barriers, all those barriers were broke for me. Mm-hmm. Because I had to depend on kids of all different nationalities. And the black kid wasn't the best pick. And that's not nothing to say that, but I'm going to give the best kid the opportunity. So why not give everybody an opportunity here? Why not be open? You know what I'm saying? So those barriers were broke for me. So
I was once told that opening a restaurant is like throwing a party every day and hoping someone shows up. I imagine the barbershop business is a little bit like that, opening up shop every day and hoping someone walks through the door. So what was the turning point for your business that you felt comfortable, that you knew that people were going to walk through the door every day and that you were going to survive? Or have you experienced that moment?
That's like, I believe that we're going to be successful. I believe that I'm going to be successful. I have faith in that I'm going to be successful. That's what I've always had. To say when the turning point was, I think the biggest thing is, like, we're growing now.
Yeah.
Like, the turning point was when I was really started looking for a barber, I would say. Mm-hmm. Because it was at a point that I used to could handle all that came in, and I was prepared for new barbers. And then it got to a point that I said I needed barbers because I was losing clientele.
Yeah.
Because people would walk in and I'd be 4 or 5 people deep and I couldn't cut them.
Yeah.
And so that got to a point where now you know that you're making some money or you're making the rent or whatever. That was a good thing. And then I'm getting to the next key to me that I think is the next thing is we'll have a barber who's done a year, a complete year. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had barbers do 3 months, 6 months, and in this short time I've been here. But now I've got a barber that's been here a year to the point that now my customers, if I'm not here,
right,
they're comfortable. Mm-hmm. So and so we're working. I think that'll be I think that, you know, that's more of a I guess that's my next thing. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
have some longevity with my barbers. But I think the biggest, to answer your question, I think it was when I had to really go start looking for a barber. When I had to start taking Mondays and Tuesdays off to
Yeah.
go to the barber school, well, Tuesdays and Wednesdays off to go to the barber college to try to get a barber because I was growing and I couldn't handle the flow. Yeah, that was probably it.
These are some of the final ending questions that I ask everybody. What does it mean to you to be an entrepreneur living here in Sacramento now?
What does it mean to me to be a what?
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
A business owner
A
here
business
in
owner
Sacramento.
here in Sacramento. To come from my background and to come from the things I've had to deal with in life, I think it's awesome
Yeah.
to be able to be in a position where I can own something, where somebody like me, I get an opportunity. You don't have, I know, laws that are saying, oh, you can't open a barbershop or you can't open what you want to open, because I have visions for the building next door that I just moved out of. And so I put everything on God. I'm sorry. That's what I believe in. God is, I believe, He is the center and the everything of my life and why I am successful. So I believe that I enjoy it. I love it. And I'm going to get more.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why be satisfied? Because the more successful I am, the more that I grow, the more that I do, it's a more opportunity for me to give God glory. And if I can give Him glory, it's everything that I want to touch or have an impact on will have a positive impact. Anything I touch is not going to spoil, because I believe I'm coming from a great place and I love my town. I love Sacramento. I love Sacramento Kings. I love the soccer team. I love the point that you can get on your bike and ride downtown. I love that, you know what I'm saying, we're growing. I love that they put the arena in the middle of that they're trying to get bigger. I love the point that like we're a melting pot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people come from other places and they have stigmas and stuff that we don't have. So I love my town, and I will grow, and I love being a business owner. It's something that my mother and my uncle and the people I love have inbred in me. And I'm not a quitter. And it will not be no quitting. And I just think that I just enjoy life, man. Like, I try to take advantage of every day. Like, because if you live today like there is no tomorrow, and love everybody like you want them to love you, and so yeah, I love being in Sacramento. I got to go some other places to dislike my town first.
Yeah.
I done been a couple places, but it ain't nothing like home, man, and so, yeah, I love it here.
Well, a lot of articles are being written about how Sacramento is going to be the next Portland, Oregon, or the next Oakland, California, and that's the next hot spot for hipsters and people that are interested in starting businesses. So what advice would you give folks before making the move here if they did want to start a business in Sacramento?
Let me start it first. Man, I don't know if I would say just here, but I mean, if you're gonna do something, jump in with 2 feet. I don't know about telling people to come here or how that works, but I think just talking to anybody, if you're gonna do something, do it with the not to care about who cares what anybody else thinks. If you're gonna do something, not just the people that's moving here, anybody. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do something and you care and it matters to you and you passionate about it or you want to do it, and that's what your spirit tell you to do it. And I think that we don't need no more beer places though. They got enough of them beer.
Yeah.
Come with a new idea. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm trying to think of other opportunities, other things to do to open up. You know what I'm saying? Besides doing hair.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a great town. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of stuff we need, and one day our Kings will be good. So
yeah,
it'll help.
When people have thought about Sacramento, they've thought about the word cowtown before. They've said government town. The word boring has also been said on the show before. So when you think of Sacramento, what do you think people will think of Sacramento 20 years from now?
But I don't look at those things as bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call us a cow town, you can call us boring, but it's a great place to raise your children. And so, I don't know about you, but I know me. I would love to send raise my kids in a place where I ain't got to worry about some things happening. I mean, because nowhere is perfect, first of all, to address those haters about my town.
Yeah.
I think that the growth has a lot to do with, so all that stuff they doing downtown, if the Kings don't be no good, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
The Kings have to be successful. They have to for that stuff to be successful, because a lot of those businesses are based off of how good the Kings are going to be or what the nightlife is downtown. Well, I'm not a big nightlife person. I'm over 35, so I'm not a big, I don't go out like that. But I think that, we're trying to become a bigger town but we got to do more than that. Like, I think that if you said, what will we be in 20 years from now? And 20 years from now, you know how old I'll be? 20 years from now. If we growing like we growing now, we'll be closer to a city than we've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it, because we're growing. I remember wasn't no light rail. Mm-hmm. I remember wasn't no light rail, wasn't no Sacramento Kings, none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. It's all about. I think that they gotta. I don't know. That sounds kind of bad, but for that it has to have a time of the year where it bubble, where it goes high, and the only time they're gonna have that is during hoop season. That's why they put the arena there.
Right.
So if they don't get the revenue that they're expecting to fall off the arena, the things that they build won't have success. Mm-hmm. It's just economics. It's just simple.
Well, maybe eventually we'll get the Sacramento Chargers.
You talking about the football team?
Yeah.
That would be shoot. Any football team. I'm a 49er, but I'll take a Sacramento team.
Yeah.
I might have to leave my team for a new team.
Biggest fear in running the business?
I don't think about it. I believe my tongue is the most powerful tool I have, so I don't speak those negativities in my life.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a success?
I think your success is, yes, I feel that I am successful from where I came from, not successful for where I want to be. I believe that you're a man when you give more than you receive, period. Mm-hmm. I'm at a point that I give a lot more. Do I consider myself a success? Yes, I am growing on the level, but my level, what I believe that success is a way a lot. Yeah, I want to be more successful. I'm not content. Mm-hmm. I'm not content. I'm not gonna get any worse, but I'm not content.
Mm-hmm.
So
when you hand over the keys to Newman's 20 or 30 years from now, let's say you retire, you walk away from the business for the last time. What does Newman's look like to you? What do you want the end line of your business to look like?
wow, you said 20 years from now?
30 years from now, whenever you walk away.
Well, my plan, I'll probably always cut in some way, shape, or form, or be until I die, or be a part of it until I die. But if God blesses me with a child or somebody who wants to take over it, or I get to a point where I want to sell, I have to sell the business or pass it to a family member, I want to be the best barbershop in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be known for being the best barbershop in the world, period. Like, everything that comes with that. Like, that's what I pray for. So, if you asking me what I would want people to say about it, I would want them to say everything that comes with the good things that come in their heart when they think about love, or when they think about the relationship with their father or their dad, or the people that make them feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I plan and that I have multiple shops, and that if it, you know, yeah, shoot, yeah.
One lesson you've learned since opening that you wish you would have learned at the beginning that would have made your life easier.
Pick your battles. Pick your battles. You got to pick your battles with the people you're dealing with. Pick your battles. When I open my other shop, have a little bit more money to do it like I want to do it a little bit more. Everything, you know, money is important to make the moves. But pick your battles. Pick your relationships. Pick your battles. Because sometimes you battle about things that don't matter. You know what I mean? So.
We always end the show with this, which is one thing I find fascinating about the internet, is when something is on the internet, hypothetically, it's on the internet forever, which means someone could be listening to this 20 years from now, including yourself or your family members or your best barber over here. So is there anything that you would like to say to yourself, your barber colleague, or your family 20 years from now?
20 years from now? Nah, I think that I speak from my heart. So if they listen to this, they know it's from my heart. I wear my feelings on my sleeve. So, but if I had anything to say, I would say that just continue to give God glory and believe in what you believe in, and love unconditional, and stand for something or fall for anything. So that's me, you know, and anybody that know me, if they hear this, they gonna know it's really me from my heart, and I really enjoyed it more than I really thought I would, and so if I had to say something to myself 20 years from now, I hope you're doing better than you're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that we did not talk about that you wanted to talk about?
No. Tell them to come see me. Give them my address.
Well, that's the final question.
Oh, okay.
Where can people find you?
They can find us at 5440 14th Avenue, Sacramento, California. In between Tahoe Park and Colonial Heights. Right on the border, yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to start using that description from now on. I always say near Tahoe Park, next to Talek Village, to get people to my house. So,
yeah, but it just depends on what side of the street you live on.
Yeah.
If you're on this side, you're in Colonial Heights. If you're on that side, you're in Tahoe Park. All right. Well, you just changed my life, so thank you for that. That's what's up. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Yeah. I hope that was okay.